How am I supposed to put a bolt in there? So in this week's episode, we're going to address a couple different things. One is, how do you attach anything to the top of your Prospeed roof rack? And then two, a storage solution for recovery gear. So currently I have this cabinet here, and it houses rags and some other stuff. I have an air pump here, some spikes, some other little tools, but I'd like to free some of this area up, and I have recovery gear like stashed behind that back seat over there, and I like to free it up and put it someplace else that'll be a little more accessible. So I purchased this Plano rifle case, 36-inch rifle case at Bass Pro Shop in Las Vegas. Now the beauty of this rifle case is there's several factors. I see where people, you know, they want something that's going to be weatherproof or moisture proof, be able to latch down, and then also be able to lock. The one reason why I purchased this one is that it has locks built in. So you have one in the front and one in the rear. It's got 4 latches. Uh-oh. Keys included. Little parts list and everything in the nomenclature, as well as how to determine how you want to turn this into a rifle. Not bad. So there's all these little cubes, right? So if you wanted to just keep this foam in here, you could pull out whatever quadrant you want and be able to put that in there. But what I'm going to use it for is to throw in recovery gear. So what I'll do is I'll leave that foam out because it's just going to be a bunch of dirty recovery gear. You're going to have my shackles, my ropes. Take out that foam top right there. It's got some, ooh, it's held down by some glue. But maybe I'll keep that in there. Maybe that'll hold stuff down, right? Secure it in place so it doesn't bounce around. What I'm going to do is I'm going to install this on top of that Prospeed roof rack. John, how are you going to install that case on top of these bars? Are you going to drill a hole in there? No. This is all that extruded aluminum. And I'm not going to remove these bolts here to lift it up. I'm going to use what's called Tnutz. So this T-nut right here is a 1/4 by 20, and it's a 1/2 inch long. You can buy these on, I believe it's called Tnutz.com, but I'll put a link. It'll be located probably just below the screw. Plus I'll put a link down below in the description. These cost around 55 cents a piece. They come with a washer as well as a nylock. All these things do is go down in place inside there, and then when you start tightening it, it twists. And as you can see, it locks in place and it won't continue on. So if you look carefully at this thing, it's slightly rounded on one of the edges, and then the other edge is a little more square. And they only lock in place in one direction. Oops. So no need to lift this out, no need to unscrew this, no need to have those drilled holes out right there. I think this is just the perfect way to do it. So let's go take some measurements and put that case on top. So placement. Probably a little further back, huh? Not too close to the edge. And this thing's not going to be filled up with a ton of gear. There won't be anything that'll be super heavy, but it'll remove some of the space that it's taking inside my vehicle. What we're going to do here is we're going to find an area that's flat, and you can see this small little 1-inch band that goes all the way around. That is the flattest portion of the bottom of this case. $29 3/4. And if you have the fudge by moving some of these bars, no big deal. It's only like a 1/8 or 1/16 of an inch. So there are a few tools that you need for this job. One of them is this whole thingy with numbers on it. This spinny thing that gouges stuff. And then of course you're going to need the machine that spins around and connects to the gougey thing to cut into the case. You'll also need this tape thing with numbers on it, and a spinny thing that holds this other thing to hold the round thing that goes on top of the T-nut. So we already know that this is a 1/4 20. That means that the shaft of that T-nut is a 1/4 inch. A 1/4 inch drill or larger, slightly larger, will work perfectly. You know, another positive about this is that you see this really nice thick gasket that lines this whole entire thing, and then you have, it's almost like a dual layer or dual height lip right here that'll go right into that rubber gasket to keep all the moisture out. Actually, you know what might work best is if I put it in. So that locked in there. That's in there. Ooh, and that twisted right there. That's cool. So basically just put it in a position where you want it. Put the nuts through the bottom, because you know they're going to be lined up. There we go. That's locked in place. Make sure it's where you want it. Put the nylock right on top. I'd almost say that's perfect size, because you don't want those threads showing. And if you really want to go crazy too, is you can put silicone all over that, which is not a bad idea. locked, looking good, in a good spot. I'm happy with that. That looks good. Let's go throw some stuff in it. This is the minimum amount of recovery gear that you should probably bring. You could definitely tow somebody out. You definitely need a shovel, some D-rings, or even if you were to bring soft shackles instead of these metal shackles. But yeah, there's other things too. Like I have traction boards. I try not to put myself in sticky situations, but and most of the time that I've ever used any recovery equipment, traction boards included, have always been for other people. So let's go put this in there and see how it fits. You know what else I need? I need a kinetic rope. If you guys have any recommendations on kinetic ropes, leave me a comment, please. I'm looking for something that, where yes, I can self-recover, but I also have a cousin that has a 3/4 ton truck. So, like I said, I usually recover other people, and I don't get recovered. I've been recovered once, and you guys heard from me that I got stuck in the sand. That's why my wife bought me traction boards. Man, I like that. So there you have it. I installed that Plano 36-inch box on top of a Prospeed roof rack. I used Tnutz to install it. Super easy. I was able to remove the recovery equipment that I just had scattered around in the inside of my vehicle and put it in a place where I could access it easily. So please leave me a comment about what type of kinetic rope you use. I would definitely like to add that to my recovery gear. Hey, thanks for watching the video. Hit that like button and please consider subscribing to the channel. Until next time, see you out on the trail.